kind of fun. So it's 2012. I'm about a year into my dropping into the dark, wandering in the dark. And at this point, I'm super frustrated. I'm a year in, I've done some wandering, I did my motorcycle trip, I've really started opening and practicing the idea that there's some sort of intuition that I could listen to that I didn't know how to listen to. And I'm still frustrated. And I didn't really know how to determine what was going on in my body. At the time, I would say, I didn't know what I was feeling. Now, I had joined a men's group at this point, and one of the men in the group, his name is Rob Boswell, I was talking to him about this, and he pulls out of his bag this sheet, this printed sheet. It's got feelings on one side and needs on another. Turns out this is the feeling and needs lists from the Center for Nonviolent Communication. It's on their website. And he had printed it out in a nice format so you could have it one piece of paper that's got both. And he had an extra, so he gives it to me. And for 9 months, I ended up practicing responding to people about how I actually feel whenever anyone asks. Someone would say, "Hey, how you doing today?" I go, "Hold on." Pull out my piece of paper and say, "I'm feeling tired, a little hungry, and I noticed there's some anxiety right now. Yeah, how are you?" And people, they work. So at the end of the 9 months, I actually gave this whole thing up because it turns out that just identifying how you feel doesn't actually help you get connected to what you need to be doing. Nice. I could identify how I was feeling, but I was already in the crap moment. But I didn't want to be in the crap moment. And I kept thinking that there was something that I missed. I know that there's some initial thing or initial moment that I could have noticed before I got to the argument or committing to doing something I didn't really want to do, but I would find that out later. I actually ditched the feelings and needs list at the end of the 9 months and started to actually just open up to sensation in my body. So to talk about this, we need to actually make a distinction between sensation, or as my buddy Ben will call those, emotions, because emote, there is a movement in motion, emotion. Sensations or emotions, feelings, and your thoughts. And Ben's got a great video on this already. You should go check it out. There's a physical experience that happens in the body, and then you have a feeling, which is a meaning that's associated with that physical sensation, and then you have thoughts about your feelings. So a simple idea is someone comes in and throws a book on the table, it startles you, you have this energy that moves through your body, you're scared, you identify yourself as that scared me. And then you have thoughts about your fear. You start looking at the other person and going, "Hey, that wasn't cool," and you start to get angry. You start to blame. And what I found was I was in this third stage of my thoughts about what had happened. I thought if I could identify my feelings, I would have some semblance of what was going on. But it turns out I actually needed to go back to the original sensation and stay there in order to make sense of things. And when we talk about sensation, we're just talking about the physical experience in the body. Tingling in the back of your neck, hair standing up on end when you get goosebumps, pressure behind your eyes that gives you a headache, constriction in your throat. All these are physical sensations that over the years we've identified what they mean through various patterns of behavior and experiences. But when we're really trying to determine what a yes means and what a no means, there's two simple sensations that we need to pay attention to. We're either feeling relief or feeling stress. So anytime I sit down and talk to anyone who's having a hard time, the first thing we need to do is slow down and feel what's going on in your body. Not having ideas about it, not naming what it means, but just feeling and identifying the physical sensation. Where is it? Oh, there's a burning in my chest. There's a constriction in my throat. There's this tightness in my stomach. Those things, we just sit in them, because rarely do we slow down to actually feel our body, because most people have pain in their body. So we dissociate, we stay up in our heads, we try to identify what it is and move from logic, when actually what we need to do is deepen into the body. And when we're trying to answer a question and you find you have a couple of different options, you start to feel your body when you bring that option into your awareness. You say, like, I could go this direction, I could go to grad school like this. And you start to say, do I feel open and expansive and excited? Or do I feel constricted and closed? If you feel constriction, it's a no. If you feel open and excited, it's a yes. And then you might also have some fear come in, some side effects of your old protector parts like we talked about the other day. This is why you have to stay out of thoughts. You have to stay out of meaning and just pay attention to sensation. Because your thoughts and your ego will tell you you can't do this, it doesn't make any logical sense, people will think you're crazy for changing your life, whatever. But you just pay attention to sensation, feel the relief or feel the stress, and you go towards relief. Now, relief doesn't always look like stillness and your body going, ah. Relief can also be a shaking loose of trauma or energy that's been pent up and constricted for a long time. When you finally get to it, you may end up sobbing and crying or shaking out from being in a car accident kind of idea, right? It's this kind of effect, but it's actually the body finding relief and finally letting go of the stuff that's been pent up. Now, if you find yourself asking a question where all of the options bring you stress, that's usually a sign that you don't have the right question yet. That you actually need to spend more time saying, this isn't it, and you have to go into meditation. You have to actually make your mind blank and start saying, what do I really need here? You got to find a new question that starts to guide you. It may not be related to the question you had, it may be. You just got to keep practicing and experiment and be messy. But this is the simplicity of it. You get a response in your body. You slow down. You connect to the sensation. You identify the sensation, where it is in your body. You sit in it and you ask the question, am I feeling relief or am I feeling stress? There you go.